Deme, D, man, fan. What's good, people? You already know what time it is. This is the Go Getter TV 2023. We still here. Thank y'all for tapping in and riding with the kid. I'm Deme D, Mr. Everywhere, You Never There. This is an episode of On Deck with Deme where I interview artists in the game from all different aspects. I'm here with a familiar face. Maybe he's new to you if you haven't tapped in, but this is the guy right here, 100GrandRoyce. What's good, my G? What it is?
Deme D, what's the word, my boy?
What's good, man?
100GrandRoyce, Big Hundo, a.k.a. Bob Back the Block, a.k.a. All Hundos. You know the vibes.
Talk to him. Listen, man, you've been on my platform a couple of times. You're going to keep being on the platform.
Right, though.
Dope artist right here, straight out of Harlem, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, so we're going to get the people familiar, because you've been on a couple of joints, but we didn't get to tap in on Deck with Deme is like an interview. So we're going to get these people familiar. You out here killing it. But the first thing I always started off with is, what does hip-hop mean to you?
Hip-hop mean everything to me. Like, hip-hop is the lifeblood of what niggas like me came up to, like, and from, like. You feel me? I was one of the kids without the TV. I was the kid with the radio. You feel me? I had the radio all day. I had tapes, I had CDs. Like, hip-hop is everything. That's what I listen to. You feel me? That's like the soundtrack to my life. Like, you feel me? So that's hip-hop.
True. And I know y'all can relate to that. I can relate to that. So I do want to follow up on that. So who are some of the people that you grew up listening to, or you say, you know, I guess was your favorite, or whoever gave you that vibe as far as like our MCs in the game?
Well, definitely, you know, my favorite artist of all time is Biggie.
Okay,
like,
I
you
know
feel
that,
me?
though.
Yeah, definitely my favorite artist of all time.
That's my guy.
And my second favorite artist of all time is Kiss.
Okay.
You feel me? Then I grew up listening to Nas a lot. So, you know, mix that with the Locks, you feel me? And then, I ain't gonna lie, like, the niggas in my hood, like, there was a lot of niggas in the hood that was just nice, too, like, you feel me? So, that's really what I listen to. Like, you know, I used to, like I said, I used to listen to the radios a lot, so.
That's a good point you made with the TV shit, because first of all, even if you had TV, it wasn't a million channels.
Facts. Now, when I was coming up, you feel me? So it used to be the late night, you know, the Clue, the freestyles, niggas to come through. It don't matter whoever was the DJ man used to come through, you know, body the freestyles, you know. I used to listen to that, and that's the type of shit that used to inspire me. Like, I used to want to give that feeling when I rap, so.
No doubt. And that type of shit shows in your music. We gonna get to that, but a lot of people don't have that type of passion and you know, energy with their music. But you said it, believe it or not, I guess because I'm from here, you know what I mean? I'm from New York, you know what I mean? What's up, Brooklyn? You already know Queens, you on deck. But it's 1,000 rappers out here, and niggas don't understand that, right? And it's like, and not to slight it, because out of those 1,000 shit, it could be fucking 500 is nice. So it's not like you can't be around niggas out here that ain't killing shit.
Everybody
come
rap.
on.
You might be walking up to a random cipher and it's one person that you'll never see or hear from ever again in life, but that might be the best rapper you ever heard. Nigga won't have no social media, nothing.
Nothing.
Like, you feel me? It just body the cipher, like.
And niggas don't get that, how that could just happen on the street corner.
And it happens. I seen it before.
It's light work, especially, you know, when niggas have more pride and shit.
Facts.
But we're gonna focus on you because you do got pride. Where does your journey begin with actually wanting to take it seriously? Like, seriously, like, does it start with freestyling? Did you go straight to recording? Like you said, just join the cypher?
Yeah, I used to always be in the cypher, but I was always a studio rat, like, always a studio. I was always in the studio, like whether it was in a group, whether it was solo, like, if I was going to the studio, if I left the studio, I was coming from the studio, going to a studio, you know, so I was always doing songs, always making music. So once I got the outlet where I figured out to release music, one of my things I always wanted, you feel me, I wanted to be placed with who I felt was the best and the greats, right? So I always wanted my music to be placed amongst those, like, you feel me? So once I felt like I was able to do that on whatever platforms I could do that at, I felt like I could be successful and I could really chase the music, like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. And you mentioned, did you start out with a group or you started out solo? Or
I started out solo, and then, you know, I got with my niggas in the hood. We came up with a team. We was the 100 Gang Stack Boys, you feel me? We did a lot of music together. You feel me? And everybody went and did their own separate things, went their own separate ways. Everybody kept doing music. You feel me? And you know, we just went on like that.
Okay, I got you. And you got your brand right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, are there, one thing I did want to ask you, are there any other artists outside of like hip hop that maybe inspired you musically or maybe influenced you musically or that you listen to heavy musically as far as growing up? Now, right now, when you were also listening to these other MCs?
I listen to old school music a lot. I listen to a lot of R&B. Like one of my favorite artists coming up, growing up, one of my favorite artists coming up was Bobby Brown. Like,
oh, Bobby was the man.
To me, like Bobby Brown was like the first rapper to me. Like, you feel me? He had the swag, like the hits, like he was everywhere.
The haircut.
You feel me? The haircut. Whitney Houston, like, you feel me? He had the bad. He was the first. To me, he was the first rapper, like, growing up.
He had
you
that
feel
aura.
me? You feel me? Even from New Edition to Bobby Brown, like, you feel me? Like, he was like the first rapper to me. So he was like the first person outside of hip hop. Like, even though he was hip hop, he was more like R&B.
He's outside of, I guess,
but
the
to
culture,
me,
I guess what you mean.
You feel me? In the culture, like, he was like the first rapper to me. Right?
No doubt, salute to Bobby Brown, man. A lot of people don't understand his influence, and I'm glad you brought him up and gave him some shine. And so I think we met, because I feel like I know you now, man. I feel like I know you, man.
Yeah,
I think we met about 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember how, but I know we met. And you ended up being in some of the similar circles. But around that time, you had Triple Crown?
Triple Crown.
Excuse me on that. Triple Crown album, that shit was dope, produced by 183rd.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the first project I heard with you. That shit was fucking fire. We did a listen up. That's how, we first met, and I introduced you on the platform. But I know that's not how you started, though. So that's when my introduction is to you. Well, what would you say your first, I guess, serious mixtape or serious album is, as far as now that you're on your journey now? Well, first of all, were you 100GrandRoyce off top?
No, I used to go by the name Dutch New York.
Okay, I like that.
You feel me? I used to go by that, right? But, you feel me? I ain't really like what used to come up when people used to say they was looking for my music. Like, they couldn't really find me, right?
That's a big thing right there.
You feel me? So people really couldn't find my music, so I wound up making a change.
I like that name though, but okay, that was smart.
You feel me? 100GrandRoyce, like Royce my actual name or whatever. So, you feel me? But I always drop projects. I always drop mixtapes. Like I said, I was always in the studio, so I was always gathering music and putting it out one way or another, right? So, but I say like I dropped in 2020, right around the pandemic time, I dropped Prodigal Son. That was
I did go back and check that.
Yeah, that was me and 183rd first little introduction to the streets, like as a solo project together, like 6 songs, little EP. Squad Deadface did the artwork. It was Black Jesus. Like,
yeah, that
you
cover
feel me? You feel me? And
you
know that made an impact. Like, you feel me? Immediately, like, and once that happened, like the buzz just started going crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to 183rd. We went crazy on that project.
Yeah, let's talk about that, because I see you guys have a working relationship. At that point when this came, did you guys know each other already, or this happened?
Yeah, like I said, I was always doing music. So me and 183rd, we like way back in like 2009, 2010, like one of my first projects ever. Like, you know, we linked. We did like 3 or 4 songs. We shot a video and all that. This is back in the day, like just grinding, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I respect
just
that.
grinding. So, you know, even being in events or whatever, pulling up, like, you know, that's my guy. We always pull up, chop it up or whatever. So, you know, come around 2019, 2020, you know, we had the conversation like, yo, all right, it's time. Like, you feel me? One song here, one song there is fire, but they stand out. So, you feel me? It's time. Let's do one. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And came up with
Prodigal Son.
Prodigal Son.
Prodigal
That shit is fire. But then you guys have, so like I mentioned, the Triple Crown. So you guys have 3 joints though, or 3 or 4?
5.
5?
We got 5 projects. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You got the Unfinished Business.
We got Unfinished Business. We got Prodigal Son. We got The Return. We got Life is Grand.
Oh yeah, Life is Grand.
And we got Triple Crown, yeah.
The Return, I'm not up on that.
The Return is fire. Like, shout out to El Camino. We got El Camino on there. You feel me? We got It's a couple joints on there that's crazy, like, you know what I'm saying? The return is, go check that out if you ain't see that, like, you know what I'm saying? The return is crazy.
Okay, one thing I am noticing though, you know, that you've mentioned a few times, I'm noticing a lot of hard work going on right here and a lot of persistence. Is that something you already accustomed to in your personal life, or you already understood, like, to even have a chance in this game that's gonna be needed?
Honestly, I'm not even worried about the game. Like you feel me? Like, I do music, right, first and foremost, but I'm like an obsessive person. Like, so if I dive into something, I go stupid hard with it until I'm done with it, right? And then I do something else.
Got you.
And come back to it and go stupid hard with it again. Like, you feel me? Whatever happens after that, just know I went so hard with it that the results is from me going hard with that. Like, you know what I'm saying? No half-assing. Go dumb hard. Like, you feel me? Music. You feel me? Whether it's music, whatever I get into, like, you know what I'm saying? But that's how I do things. Like, so when it come out, so when you see me working, it's because, like, I can't stop. Like, and it gotta be the best that I could put out. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And I noticed that, and that's why I definitely brought that up. And enjoy spreading your music and working with you, and been watching the progress and seeing the progress, especially as a New York artist. You know, I love the culture and I support people from all over, but I love to see a New York artist prospering, and, you know, like, it's gonna get even better this year. We're gonna get into that. But so I don't even know where to start, man. You're doing so much. Okay, now, so I guess you also collab. You have a collab with Smoke Dizza. So you're already collabing with someone else. This is someone else from Harlem. Someone else you built a rapport with right during your grind out here. So you're taking all the steps, man. You're doing consistent projects, quality projects, right? You're not just throwing shit out. It's well put together, well mixed. Artwork, you mentioned the artwork. All your joints is crazy. So you're doing all the steps. So then now I notice now you're collabing heavy now. So you have a game plan, you have someone walking you through this, or is it just falling in your lap? Because you're really doing all the steps. Now you're collabing with other dope artists, other artists, as well as in the game, and on the come up with, like, your peers, like we talked about a little bit off camera.
It's like me, it's like I collab with, like, who I fuck with and who I'm a fan of, like, you feel me? Everything else take care of itself after that, like. But if we got a rapport, like, as people, cause, like, it don't even be on music shit, like, you feel me? If we got a rapport just as man to man, human to human, the music gonna come, like, you feel me? So when you see me do collabs with people, it's like those are the people I fuck with, like, I actually fuck with. So, you feel me? That's how those collabs come about. Like, I don't really chase collabs and.
Nah, that I can tell.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not in it for that, like.
Yeah, because it's not. I don't see it with 1,000 people. I see it with the people that definitely have that quality, doing it repping the culture the right way.
I'm a rapper, right? You feel me? So I'm around rappers, right? So I'm around rappers all the time, right? So when I do songs with people, these is like people I fuck with, like, so, you feel me? I won't do a song with somebody I don't fuck with. You feel me? For the most part, like, you feel me?
I mean, that's the way. I mean. People can't be mad at that.
For the most part, like, I'm not in a place in the business where I could just do songs with everybody. Nah, I could still be selective right now, like, you feel me? I'm still on the come up, you feel me? When it get to the point where they coming from left and right, that's different. Like, then we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
It'll make more sense at that time.
You feel me? But right now, like, I fuck with who I fuck with. That means, you feel me? We in a circle that the vibes is right. Like, you feel me? Niggas could actually do music. Like, you feel me?
But that's the way it should be. But in order to do that, you have to be in the mix, and that's what people don't understand.
True indeed.
Whatever style you do, there has to be a group of people that vibe with that as well. So you should be collab. You know, some people are on their Prince type of vibe, I guess. Like, like.
Nah, you can't be scared to come outside, man.
Don't want to collab with nobody, but no matter what style you do, there has to be a group that. One or two people, So that's what I'm saying. I do notice that, like, that's kind of the next step. So I respect that too. But bringing that up, I noticed you did you did a collab album with my guy Red Inf. Queens in the fucking building.
Red Inf, my guy. What up, my boy?
Produced by Syer. We just recently did something too as well. Shoot to him. How did that come about right there?
Yo,
I didn't even know that was I was excited.
Yeah,
about
it's crazy.
That
You walked into that too, but we had went in the studio to do a song for Syer. Syer was shout out to Syer. He was putting together a little project, and you know we was coming together to do a collab. The first song on the project. Like if you listen to the project, the very first song was the first time we met and did a song. Like you feel me?
Okay.
I got to the studio. You feel me? I was writing. He pulled up a little while after me. Syer pulled up. We wound up, writing in the studio right there. Laid the verse down. He laid his verse down or whatever. The song came out so fire. By the time they finished mixing the song, it's like, yo, you could do another one? Because I could do another one. Like, you feel me? And we just started banging out from there. Like, a couple sessions turned into a project. We was like, yo, we just make this a project and knock it out like that. And shout out to Red, shout out to Syer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
it
classic
came out
material,
crazy.
B.
Shout out to Luna the Love God. She pulled up to the studio, sang on a couple songs. Shout out to Flo, brought her through. You know what I'm saying? But it was organic. It came through crazy too.
Yeah, that was a dope ass collab. And so I don't know, I guess for me it's different. I don't know about how everybody else receiving it, but for me it's like, I was like, oh shit. And it was like,
yo, it's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? It was something I was looking forward to. Definitely produced well, salute to Syer.
It was like he didn't even play beats we didn't pick. Like everything.
That's what I was just about to ask.
Everything he played was a go. Like it was like, yo, you ready? You ready? You ready? Like you feel me? It was a couple sessions. Knock that out.
Did y'all struggle with anything? Cause everything seemed so fluent, man. The vibe was
Nah,
dope
man.
on that shit.
Nah, the way it sounded is how it went. Like it's how it went.
Salute again to the fellas being so. The next thing I noticed that, before we skip into that, do you have any other collab albums you planning on coming out with, or you trying to do some solo shit next? I gotta go deep because we're gonna end it out with what your next plans are.
Oh, I'm definitely doing. I got a bunch of collabs lined up on deck, right? Like I don't know, you feel me? Y'all know I fuck with, like, you feel me? It's a bunch of collabs on deck.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a bunch.
That's what's up. So we'll close it out with that. So what I do want to give you another shine to you, man, another salute to, is another thing you're doing is getting out of New York City and performing.
Mm-hmm.
That's so fucking dope. I respect that. And so when did you feel like, okay, now it's time? What made you feel that way? Was it, well, I'm gonna let you just say, what made you feel like, okay, it's time now to get out of the city? Because you still rock out here too.
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
That,
but I travel a lot as it is, like, you feel me, just on my own time, like, so might as well, like, you feel me, it's time to, bring this music out on the road, let the people hear it, man. I ain't really get to touch the people, like, pause, but that's what I wanted to do. Like, I wanted to actually give them a set. Like, I perform a lot all over the city, like,
I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? So I really wanted to get out and let the people actually see who I am, hear the music live, see the show, see how the performances go. So, it was just time. It was the summer. It was just getting warm. Everybody was outside. You feel me? I seen that all the time, like, so let's go see it in some other neighborhoods, like, you know what I'm saying? Let's go touch the world.
So where was the first place you performed outside of the tri-state?
The first place I performed was Miami. I was down in Miami on the Legends Only tour. Shout out to Bodie James and Jay Worthy. Like, went out there, performed out there. That shit was crazy.
Yeah, so I know that's definitely a good feeling. Because once you start, it has to make it more real for you, right? Once you start getting out of your area, right?
Yeah.
It makes it more real for you.
It's different because, performing in New York, that's like your home, that's your family.
It's like you just walk in your backyard.
They know you already. Like, come on, we know what you came to do. We seen that already. Like, you feel me? Out of town, when they see the outsider, they're welcoming, but they also on edge. Like, they want to know if you're going to tear it down. But if you tear it down, they give you the love. Like, and that's one thing I noticed all over the country. Like, they show love all over the country. When a nigga walked off that stage, I promise you.
What's up?
I promise you.
So, but what do you think about this? I want to ask because I ran this by a couple other people. I feel like also I think they see you as an artist already, as opposed to in New York, niggas like, oh, this nigga trying, or he too, we think he. There's none of that when you go to another area. I guess sometimes but
I don't know, like, cause I'm an artist everywhere, like.
No, but I'm saying in New York, they try. You know how they try. It's more of a, okay, you're trying to get on. Like you said, we seen you before. We checking you in. When you go outside the city, they not seeing none of that. They just see you bam on the stage.
Yep.
You think that has a different impact, or you think it just depends?
I don't think it's a different impact because the artist you are everywhere, like, you feel me? I don't care what y'all see me as. I know what I am, like, when I touch that stage, and I'm that everywhere. Like, you feel me? And when I get off that stage, you'll understand why I feel like that. Like, I'm not just saying that to say that. You'll see that when I get off the stage, like, you feel me? So, you feel me? That'd be my goal when I get off the stage. I don't care what your face look like. But by the time I get off, you know you got one, like, you feel me?
And that's definitely a heavy aspect to that performing thing. I think a lot of artists forget about that too. That's a heavy aspect of being an artist. Since I know you mentioned you was in the studio heavy, but you definitely got a well-balanced, that's what I do appreciate about your brand and your whole approach to it, man. You got a well-balanced. So now I do want to get into, though, what do you have planned for this year? Just some of the things you may want to touch on and get out to the people.
Well, I'm definitely getting back on the road, but I got a couple projects. You know, I got one lined up with Syer, and, you know, I'm getting back in the studio with 183rd. You feel me? And I got another collab project in the tuck. I'm gonna keep that one quiet, but it's crazy, like, you feel me? But, you know, I'm gonna drop a bunch of records and get back on the road. You know my vibe.
That's what's up, and that's good to hear, because that's definitely. So, but what I want to ask also, what do you think you has helped you progress to get to these next level as far as your approach to your hustle? What do you think you attribute it to?
It's just being consistent with quality and actually, you know, reaching out to the people, like, you know, not being a hermit crab, like being outside, like.
I'm glad.
You know what I'm saying? Being outside is crucial.
Like, it's
crucial.
And you know how I feel about that shit. But I'm like, I don't understand what's people hesitant with that. So I'm glad you mentioned that.
It's crucial. I mean, it's good to do what you need to do when you inside and make the best of your time. But when you outside too, like, it's 50-50.
Just connect with some people, B. I ain't saying being everybody fake, cause I ain't that type of. I ain't that type.
Cause I'm not trying to rap all day long.
Yo, half the time it's not even about rapping. It's
exactly,
like
that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not trying to rap all day long. Fuck with me, like, you feel me? I smoke good gas. I drink good liquor, like, you feel me?
Nigga,
fuck with me, like.
Some sports, like,
you feel me? All that, like, and then when you listen to the music, it's like, oh, all right. I fucks with him, like, you know what I'm saying?
That's how a lot of that shit work, though. That's why I like to do these interviews, and that's why I used to like watching interviews, because it brings you in, it taps you in with the person, you know, you can vibe out to them, relate to them a little more. And, you know, I definitely want the people to see what time it is, 100GrandRoyce. But now I do want to get into some fan questions before we close it out. I definitely want to ask, I need 3 of your favorite debut albums, rap albums.
3 of my favorite debut rap albums.
I don't like to do the all-time. That just give me 3 of your favorites, so it's not too much of a
all right.
Since you mentioned some of
boom. Reasonable Doubt, Money, Power, Respect, and Il Nana.
Oh, the Foxy Brown mention.
Foxy Brown joint.
The Foxy Brown mention. That's what's up. That's what's up. And what is the? Since you're a Harlem guy, I mean, what is the best Cameron album?
The best Cameron album?
The best Cameron album.
SDE.
SDE, listen, sports, drugs, and motherfucking entertainment, yo. Salute the killer. And this is the last one right here, man. I'm gonna put you under pressure right now, my guy. Yo. I'm gonna put you under pressure. Yo, who won? Beans or Kiss?
Kiss, man.
Let's go! Let's go.
You know, I rep the town all day.
You already know. Kiss in the building. Niggas better cut that shit out. But now, for real, though, tap in with my guy. You already heard he got 5 different projects. Salute to everybody that he working with. Salute to the team. Hondo's on deck. Any closing words you got?
Yo, shout out to all the artists I'm working with. Shout out to my nigga Def Soldier. Shout out to Red Imp. Shout out to Syer. Shout out to 183rd. Shout out to Yellow Tape. Shout out to Noon. Shout out to the gang, all hundos. You know the vibes, man. We off this.
We in the building, yo. It's Demi D, the Go Getter TV. Make sure y'all subscribe, share, hit that like button, red button on